Morning, church. I hope you're doing well today. It's Wednesday, April the 10th. Wanted to take a second just to check in with you. We are in the book of 1 Samuel right now. A few days ago, we looked at the book of Ruth. Didn't get a chance to talk to you about that, but I did want to let you know that beginning in May, we're going to do a whole sermon series over the short book of Ruth. I'm really looking forward to that. There's some really incredible themes that are discussed there. The theme of redemption, the theme of God's love and protection, His provision for us when we experience times of adversity and suffering. So I hope that you will look forward to that. But as I said a moment ago, and as you probably well know, as a church, we're reading through 1 Samuel right now. And 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 and 2 Kings, those are great books that we're familiar with. We often draw from the stories that are contained within those books. Some of our favorite characters from the Old Testament appear in those books. Of course, Samuel, Samuel's mother Hannah, Saul, David, Jonathan, and several other individuals as well. But the primary theme of 1 Samuel is something that I thought I would just take a moment or two to touch on this morning, something to remind you of. I think it was yesterday or the day before, we were reading 1 Samuel chapter 8. And in that chapter, we find the people voicing their displeasure, their frustration to Samuel concerning the Lord. Really, they're wanting a king like the other nations that surround them have kings. And so that at that time, Israel was ruled and governed by God-appointed judges, but that wasn't enough for the people. God wasn't enough for the people. They wanted an earthly king, a tangible king, somebody that they could look at for security, someone, a physical entity, a being who they could find their validation in. So let me read to you, let me remind you of how this all went down in 1 Samuel chapter 8. This comes from, or begins with verse 4, chapter 8. Then all the elders of Israel gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah and said to him, Behold, you are old, and your sons do not walk in your ways. Now already they're being rather insulting, calling Samuel old, pointing out the inadequacy of his kids. And then they ask, or they command really, appoint for us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed to the Lord, and the Lord said to Samuel, Obey the voice of the people in all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, Samuel, but they have rejected me from being king over them, according to all the deeds that they have done, from the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even to this day, forsaking me and serving other gods. So they are also declaring to you, Now then, obey their voice, only you shall solemnly warn them and show them the ways of the king who shall reign over them. So this is the theme of 1 Samuel, the rejection of God as king. And the people are going to suffer greatly, not only under Saul, their first king, but they're going to suffer under the poor leadership, the ungodly leadership of a host of kings. Even the good kings are going to be flawed, sinful individuals. We love King David. We try to identify with him at times, but he had his falls and his failures as well. It's important for us as believers to understand that God is our king with a capital K, that there is no earthly king, no president, no elected official who can rival him in glory and in power, in truth. God is our king. Let me read to you one more passage real quick. This comes from Psalm 24, and I'll begin with verse 7. Psalm 24:7. Lift up your heads, O gates, and be lifted up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord, strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O gates, and lift them up, O ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? King David asked, the author of this psalm. And then he answers, the Lord of hosts, he is the King of glory. God is our King. And we need to bow before him. We need to serve him. We need to worship him with everything that we have. We need to obey his voice. We need to listen to him. We don't need to look for other individuals in order to be satisfied, in order to be validated, in order to feel secure. We have the God of the universe in our hearts. He's reigning over us. He's sitting on the thrones of our hearts. And I pray this morning, this day, this week, that you know that. God bless you. I hope you have a great week. Please be praying for us as a church during this season, this Easter season. Pray that we would be glorifying to the Lord. Pray and ask the Lord every day if there is somebody in your midst that you could invite to church this Sunday. This Sunday is Palm Sunday. We'll be celebrating and remembering Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem. And then, of course, the following Sunday, April 21st is Easter. We'll have a sunrise service at 6:30, and then 2 wonderful services at 9 and 11 at Yosemite Lakes Community Church. We'd love to see you there. God bless you. Take care. Goodbye.